So Roger, can you begin by telling me how it feels to be an ambassador for such an iconic brand?
Well, it's very special, I have to admit, especially knowing that Moët Chandon has been around for 270 years. It's such a long time and so iconic, like you mentioned. They've been celebrating great moments for such a long time. They must have been in sports for over 50 years at least, and you see so many famous pictures, you know, with people holding the champagne bottle up, and it's just more than just you know, champagne. I'm very happy to, you know, get into the footsteps of Scarlett Johansson and other great ambassadors from the past, and it's yeah, it's a true honor, I have to admit, yes.
Tennis is kind of sexy nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think athletes are so recognized around the world because of, you know, so many reasons, and that we become very popular, not just as athletes, but then also outside of it, you know, being ambassadors for different brands. And it's nice to be able to sort of jump in and out of character of, you know, just playing tennis. I don't want to say it becomes a bit boring, but you're very interested in doing some media, doing sponsors, doing you know, practice, and, you know, having a family life. I love the mix, to be quite honest.
You mentioned the kind of there's the competitiveness that comes with your profession in tennis, and obviously Djokovic. He tweeted today, he retweeted that you're the new brand ambassador. I mean, what do you make of that? I thought you would be, not rivals, but, you know, is that healthy rivalry?
I think so. I mean, I think we have a great relationship on the ATP Tour. The players really like each other. Of course, maybe there's the one or the other rivalry where like they don't like each other that much, but it's very rare in this day and age. I think we actually almost appreciate that the other person exists and plays so well, because it actually brings the best out of you. And I've had a harder time when more and more rivals were coming up, because I always thought, I don't need those guys. I'm just happy to dominate and play so well. But it's nice having all this group of guys at the top right now. And, you know, we've played over, what, 20, 30 times. And many times we've seen the fair play of the other person. And I think because of that, we really, truly respect each other a lot.
Does it get to a stage, though, you mentioned there's kind of a group of players who you follow each other around the world, you play the same competitions. Do you almost know their game as much as you know your own?
Well, I mean, not quite. I guess you do have incredible confidence in yourself sometimes, but then also big doubts. Whereas if you see another player, all you see is his strengths and weaknesses as you know, more just like on the surface. So you don't know truly how confident or how worried he is about his own game. So sometimes it's a bit of a, you know, a chess game, or I don't want to say you pretend like you're super fit or you're super, you know, tired. You know, you try to maybe sort of fake the guy out a little bit, you know, because what the other guy sees might affect the way he plays. But at the end of the day, I just try to play tough and fair, and then may the better guy win.
As a sportsman, again, the competitiveness, and everybody hates losing. Is there one thing that kind of got past you and you thought, I don't know if I'm ever going to get over that?
No, I've gotten over many, many things. I think I've gotten over everything. Sometimes I've been disappointed in some sort of maybe judgment calls by referees or umpires I've never talked about, where I thought maybe they should have you know, handled it differently, and it might have cost me the match or so. But overall, you know, it's very important to sort of move on. And I think also losses make you stronger. It's important to learn out of those mistakes, and then you become better and a better player. You work harder, you know, a light goes up in your head and you're like, you know what, I think I understand now what I need to improve.
And when you see the kind of new players coming through the ranks, are you able to offer them advice?
Look, I was a very different type of character on the tennis court 10, 15 years ago. I had quite a transformation from a screaming, racket throwing, swearing kind of brat on the tennis court to this calm guy you know today. It's very strange how I've been able to put the hammer down at one point in my career and just say, that's enough. I can't stand it watching me throwing rackets and embarrass myself in front of thousands of people in a live stadium. So I try to change. Today, when the young guys come up, I have to say I'm so impressed how well they behave. There's hardly any racket throwing going on anymore. Nobody is as moody as I used to be. So it's, in a way, I'm very happy I was that way back then.
Do you look back now and think, gosh, what was I doing?
Yes, but at the same time, I'm happy I did that, because I don't have the urge today to act the way I used to. I'm just totally relaxed, missing the easiest of overheads and just turning around and go like, you know what, I just won't miss it next time, it's fine. And the young guys, I don't even think they need much advice because they're actually behaving so well. So I'm very impressed, I have to say.
And I guess part of that must be credited to your team. You have a very tight-knit team, and also your lovely wife and your family. That they must keep you grounded, and they understand the industry you're in. And
yeah, I mean, look, I come from a very normal background. My parents have been amazing over the time. They've been, have always had the watchful eye, but never been too pushy. All they expected from me is a good effort and to play with good fair play. And obviously I've had an amazing supporter in my wife today, and who's, you know, with the kids now, who makes it all work for me to see them almost every single day when I'm on tour, when she travels with the kids with me. And that's very important for me to keep the motivation and inspiration going, to go through these difficult times on tour that sometimes are just hard, you know, the logistics and trying to manage everything. It's hard, but it's so much fun doing it all together now. I never thought I was going to be playing as a dad, and here I am. The girls are almost 3.5 years old. It's really, really, truly amazing, and I hope I can still do it for many more years because I can't get enough of it.
So tell me, what will happen if your 2 little daughters come up to you and say, Daddy, I want to be a tennis player? Will you encourage it?
Well, better be a good one then, please, I'll tell them. No, but I would help them, you know. I think sports is a great way of life, a great school, a great way to understand winning and losing, team sports, you know, just coping with all those things. I think it's great. So if it's tennis, I know some things about it and some tricks, but, you know, I support them. Anything, they're my kids, so anything goes.
Obviously, when you were growing up, you were a big footballer, and that was a difficult decision whether to choose tennis or football. Was it the right one?
It was. At 12 years old, I had to sort of take a decision, soccer or tennis. And it was actually quite easy, to be honest. I was successful in soccer, but it doesn't go at the pace as tennis goes. You know, soccer takes many more years. And tennis, I liked the fact that I was the one to blame if I lost. In soccer, I was always kind of the bad loser, sometimes saying, the goalie was so bad today, I can't believe we lost, you know. And I was just like, that's not fair, you know. I need to blame myself if I lost. And then, of course, I chose tennis. You know, the more I lost, the more I cried, and I thought the world was going to end. But I do love team competition, and that's where I feel like I have a bit of a team today. You know, with all the team members, everybody helping me along the way. It's a nice feeling to actually being able to celebrate wins and losses of a great season and stuff together as a team. It's really nice.
How do you cope, and how does your family cope with the kind of sex symbol image?
I mean, look, my parents see me as the little boy, you know, and my wife sees me as the husband, and we're very normal. And I think, of course, they like to see me well dressed and liked and all those things, but at the end of the day, they just want me to stay the same. I think I've done a good job of staying who I am. You know, there's the same guy as back in the day. I had to adapt to a new situation, being so famous, so recognized, I guess, and it's difficult to get used to that, you know, recognition and the awareness that everybody might know you. But and especially in this day and age with social media and everybody having a phone almost with pictures, it becomes tricky, you know. But I think I've been able to remain the person I am, and I stay very grounded. So I don't see that sex symbol kind of guy anyway, and I don't feel that way. I feel like a normal guy who just happens to be quite successful. But it has to start with your family. They've given me everything, you know, on my way, and they've given me the opportunity. And at the end, I guess I believed I could do it because of the people around me. So I'm happy I listened to them.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to speak to you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.